Love it. Best decision you made. Other than having me as your co-host.
Wow.
They go 1 and
Yes.
1A, if you will.
Yes.
Donovan Bailey running things back on the airwaves. Also visually, because we also have various platforms where you can actually see us.
All of them.
So
Yes.
you can know what we look like. Well, we know you know what he looks like, but what I look like. Jason Portuondo alongside my brethren, the living legend. And summer is officially here. We have still yet to tee it up on the golf course.
Dude, man.
But
Yeah.
it's okay.
It's
You're
okay.
ducking the competition.
No,
I understand.
whatever, dude.
That's
Ain't no
okay.
such thing.
Well, you got a 16-degree rule.
I do.
It's
Well, 18,
warmer than
actually.
that.
It's
18.
actually.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
it's-
we barely made that today. It's like 21.
It's
But
all right.
still, we have yet to play.
Dude, we're gonna play. I mean, you know that it's the other things that is keeping me busy. So, I mean, at the end of the day, it is summertime. It is the Olympics is a month out, and it's a month out, Jason. And you know, I got booked things. I got several companies. You know, I got stuff.
Yeah.
Tons of
you're
stuff
busy,
going
man.
on. But you know what? It's always good to see you, and
Yes.
at least I know that, you know, regardless of the fact that we have not teed it up on the links, we're gonna be here. Yeah, well, I catch you right here in studio.
Yeah,
so it's a
well,
good thing.
I do appreciate the fact you still give me the opportunity on a weekly basis to at least tee up this show.
Thank you, sir.
Right? So
Yes. All good.
we get a chance to do that. Eventually, we'll get out on the golf course. But yes, the pursuit of Paris continues. Coming up on this edition of Donovan Bailey Running Things, we will talk U.S. trials. We will talk Jamaican trials. Big news with Elaine Thompson-Herah. Ugh. Tough news. We'll talk Canadian trials. We'll have our anchor leg. As always, we shout out our friends at Biopods, because biopod.com, you can check out their extensive footwear. You can empower your every step. So we appreciate Biopods for being a part of this and every broadcast. The great Canadian sauce company, tgcsc.com, for more on that. You look like you're ready to go. And when you're a man who's in the blocks, I don't want to keep you waiting.
Well, hey, man, I've false started once or twice.
Once in your...
Yeah, one real one. Yeah, I false started and it was after I ruptured my Achilles. So it was I was in Brussels and I just was trying to. I'm like thinking, I was, you know what, anticipating.
Well,
was what
I will give you.
I was nervous.
It's okay.
And I wanted to get it done.
Because sometimes when you're just all excited and want to get it done,
Am I all excited right now?
you may be a little bit quicker than you should be. So I get it.
What the hell is wrong with you, dude?
It's all
What
good.
the hell is wrong with you?
False start is good. It's okay
Well,
once in a while.
I don't know what
but
you're saying.
You have to admit, though,
Tis the season, Jason.
things have changed, though, from back in your day to now, because false starts were a little bit different back then, were they not?
Well,
It wasn't an automatic toss.
1996 100-meter finals
Right.
was the reason that the false start rules are the way they are right now.
Do you like them now?
So it was my race. No.
Or prefer
No.
the way they used to
No, in fact, I don't like it when I was competing where each athlete gets 2 false starts.
Right.
And I actually don't like it today where you get tossed.
So something in the middle.
So I like 1 false start, all false start, the next person gets thrown out. That's actually what I like.
Yeah, I agree.
Right. So so to me that would be the perfect thing. But obviously it was also changed because of TV. And as we know, it's all up. That's where the money comes from. It's all about that. But yeah, my 2 false starts each athlete definitely would take too long. But for sure, having 1 false start, all false start, and the next person gets tossed out. I've always liked that, and I still like it too.
All right. One and done. That's what it is, and that's what we're going to ride with. And we are glad once again that you have decided to come along for the ride on this edition and every edition of Donovan Bailey Running Things. Please continue to share, like, follow, download, subscribe, all of that fun stuff.
Tell your friends.
We have waited long enough. Yes. Time for that race of the week. As always, brought to you by Biopods. Visit biopods.com. Empower that every step.
Let's see who's going to Paris. It wasn't the best start from Sha'Carri Richardson. Tamari Davis got out better. Now Sha'Carri starts to wind up, but she goes past Jefferson. Sha'Carri Richardson, 1070.
Yes, indeed. Sha'Carri Richardson, officially 10.71, a season's best. Her start, a little bit better, but more importantly, it was the finish.
Well, I mean, the start really. Okay, so the first thing I want to say is congratulations to Sha'Carri Richardson for obviously having run, some great rounds at the U.S. Trials. Running 1070 the way she did it is absolutely spectacular. I want to address her entire race, right? Okay. And I think that, and I want to say this: there's a lot of people that are trying to look at how it is that athletes should execute races. You need to watch all of Sha'Carri's races from the U.S. Trials this week. Coming out of the blocks, she stumbled every time.
Yeah, that's weird.
But what she never did was to relax or take away from the transition that she needed to have in order to achieve top speed. So I'm saying to you that in every 100 meters, you're gonna make mistakes, but understand that mistakes she made probably allowed her to relax more because she stumbled, then she had to stay in the pocket, and then start accelerating again until she got to a place where she knew she could pull away and separate herself from the field. But again, you know what? I think that with a better start, she's going to run real fast. She looks really good. Dennis Mitchell, I know Dennis quite well. Ran against him for many years. Dennis Mitchell has got that girl working, man. And Dennis Mitchell's got the three ladies, the top three ladies at the U.S. Trials. They are all going to represent in the 100 meters, and that's really, really good. It's also really tough for a lot of these, some of these countries who might not have as deep a talent pool as the U.S. has, to have three women that train together, that are familiar together, that are going to make up a relay team. Man, they're going to be pretty tough in Paris. Yeah. But Sha'Carri looks very good, and the other two ladies as well.
One of our listeners astutely pointed out when I said, this might be better than the Olympics. Quick to correct me and say, well, come on, the U.S. hasn't done that well at the Olympics to suggest that. But no, I'm not suggesting. It's kind of a tongue-in-cheek thing. I'm just saying the talent pool, like what you just referred to, it's so deep that it's almost like a mini version of their own Olympics. But you're right, with Dennis Mitchell, Sha'Carri wins, Melissa second, T.T. Terry was third. Some surprises. I mean, some thought Aaliyah Hobbs would be more of a factor.
Absolutely. I thought so. I thought you should have been.
Finishing in 8th of 9. So there were some surprises there.
No, not really. I mean, I'm saying not really because you've seen how the season, has progressed. And ultimately, to your point, Jason, about talking about how deep the sprints are in the U.S.
Right.
Dude, last place, we'll say that last place is 11 seconds. Every single person in this field, in the women's field that ran, is capable of running 11 seconds or faster. So yes, that's extremely deep.
I agree.
Great talent pool to pick from for the 100 for the 4x1 relay also.
Disappointed in Hobbs? Yes or no?
I mean, I'm not sure she's disappointed in herself, but I thought that she would play a prominent role and would be on the podium at the U.S. Trials representing the U.S. in the 100 meters. I thought that she would definitely be there for that.
Yeah, so now Sha'Carri will switch the focus to the deuce. Obviously, we still have that to come, a bunch of other big races as well. So, man, we got so much ground to cover. Got to keep it moving. Let's touch on the men now. Noah Lyles winning the 100. I don't think that surprised many. Beats Kung Fu Kenny. Bednarik was second, and Fred Curley rounding out the top three. So, no Christian Coleman. That, to many, is a surprising result.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think that Noah winning is not really a surprise. He's just been that consistent over the year. I thought that Courtney Lindsay, I mean, yes, and obviously, as you said, to Kenny and to Fred Curley, rounding up the top three. I mean, that's expected. From what I saw, obviously, with Fred in New York, I thought he was going to run well because it just, and then when sprinters are that tightly wound, it means that they're ready. Courtney Lindsay, again, I'm not disappointing anyone. You got to be disappointing yourself. Courtney Lindsay came out of the blocks, Jason, and he looked like he was in molasses. He looked like he was in mud. He never got out of the blocks and was confident out the blocks. Right. Full extension. Drive phase was just not there, and he was just behind right from day one. Christian just never executed, dude. I mean, I thought that Christian Coleman and Noah Lyles were going to be head to head right until the 99th meter. That's just the race that I saw in my head. And I just think that Christian came out of the blocks, executed well, just got tight. So I'm very certain that he's watching that race and he's thinking about his transition and his execution probably past 60 meters. Just got tight. Didn't stay tall, started reaching. Yeah, but a tough day for him at the office, man. I mean, I don't know Christian, but my cousin Brian Ashley was one of his teachers in Atlanta, and he's always said that he's such a good kid. And man, it's really tough knowing that, you know, these kids are working so hard to get to the games, and then just one race, a couple of silly mistakes, and there you are. I mean, the other person that I had expected to do some damage at the U.S. trials, who wasn't even there, was Trayvon Bromell. I mean, but again, injuries. I mean, and the body's such a delicate, such a delicate thing, and then the timing is a terrible thing. Because I mean, that's really what you're working towards. You're working with injuries and preparation, and then you're looking at the time and obviously the dates in which you have to be ready and have to be prepared.
Yeah. No,
and it's sad. It's sad for those who didn't make it. However, the U.S. sprint team is still a force to be reckoned with, man. I mean, obviously we're talking an overarching view of this, but the U.S. men's and women's sprint team are gonna be exceptional compares.
Yeah, to be continued, because we still have, you know, the deuce to come. We got the full lap to come, the full lap hurdles. Noah Lyles, 9.83, personal best for him. That we know the track in Eugene, Oregon is just Hayward, I think, it's stadium, right? It's just
it's fast.
We know that. Okay,
it's fast.
We got to shout out some kids here because Christian Miller,
right?
I mean, didn't make the 100 squad, but still did not disappoint in terms of, you know, representing. He his time will come. So I want to get your take on him, and then I'll go to the full lap with Quincy Wilson.
Well, hey, that's too massive. Well, first of all, Christian, in our culture, he said, you know, you're a good youth.
Of course.
You're a good youth. My man, you showed up and ran against the big man, the best in the world, currently in the world, and you're in that relay pool. So, I mean, I would tell Dennis or whomever, the guys at USA Track and Field, that Christian has to be in that relay pool. You have to bring him to the games because he certainly is one of the guys that's the future of sprints. I love it. I think that you showed up and you made it to the finals. So you're showing the entire world that your 9.9 early in the season was no fluke, because you showed up and you ran. And that's what's awesome about track and field. It's actually like that about tennis and golf, because your individual talent will always shine regardless of the people that you're competing against. Like you said, Jason, you talk about Quincy Wilson. My God, man.
16.
My God, man. 16 years old, running against big men. And like I just said about Christian Miller being part of the relay pool for the 4x100 meters, bring him to the games. You've got to bring Quincy. You've got to bring him to the games. And in fact, hang on. He's number 6. Yes. He's 6th place, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Let him run in the preliminary rounds. So get him a medal at 16. This kid worked his butt off. I won't say ass, but he worked his butt off.
Just say it. You just did.
Yes, I know.
He worked his ass off. You're right.
No. And again, Jason, I thought he shot his shot when he ran 44 the first round. But my kid came back. My guy came back and did it every round, man.
Right. So
at the end of the day, again, shots out to you. Big respect. You definitely deserve to be on the squad. And if I was one of the coaches, if you're going to give that much heart to make the trials, I'd have you run one round, the preliminary round in Paris, to get you a medal, man, because you deserve it.
He's 16.
I know.
Vernon Norwood is 32. You hear the song Twice My Age? I know it's a bit of a different theme for that song.
Please,
but still,
don't
it's
make the
Twice
comparison.
My Age.
Yeah.
This kid just finished his sophomore season at high school.
Yeah.
At high school. Right. And then he breaks the record twice in 2 days.
Is it U20 or U18?
U18.
Yeah, that's excellent. Great.
It stood for 42 years.
Yeah, man, that's amazing. That's amazing.
Unreal. So, you get the agony, you get the defeat, you get the jubilance, you get everything of the U.S. trials. We got to touch on the 800 runner, Athing Mu. I mean, everything that she's been through, and then she, wants to defend her title, falls, she's done.
The horrible thing about God, I mean, I guess it's all the same. I mean, in the 100 meters, if you make a mistake, you have no time to correct it and move on.
Right.
When you fall, I mean, and every race is really about execution. In the 800 meters it's about execution and strategy, and you have time to do that, right? You think you have time, but man, falling, the reigning champion falling, and not having the ability to get up and then come back and make the top three is tough. That's why the U.S. team is such a tough team to make, because I'm just saying to you, if a thing, Jason, was in Canada or Jamaica or the UK, one of the things that would have happened is the officials would have the discretion to pick a third person representing. But again, America is so deep. The top three women that run at the trials, they all qualify, and they have all met standards.
Yep.
So it's a tough day at the office for her. At the end of the day, when I look at it, and if my advice to her would be, listen, man, go back to training. Bob's going to have you getting ready. So ultimately, use this as motivation, and whomever wins the Olympics, make sure that you put it on them for the next. That's what makes the sport exciting. Right. Whoever wins the women's 800, just put it on them for the rest of the season and next year, and let them understand that they're the one taking your medals.
Yeah. Unreal stuff, man. Unreal stuff. I'm a racing guy, whether it be with 2 legs or 4.
Let's stick with the 2.
Let's stick with it. Okay, but I'm just showing you the parallel here.
Yeah, I know.
That was the type of race where they came over so fast and there was no need for it.
Right.
And it was just, a domino effect. She's been through so many issues. Yep. I mean, hamstring problems, and she looked great early on, showing like no signs of rust, and this what happens. And going back to Sha'Carri, again, just the vernacular in terms of racing, period, whether it's horse racing or humans. You talked about the slow start. She didn't rush up. She just dealt with it. She relaxed, found her stride, able to win. And that's exactly what it's like in horse racing. You blow the brake, you rush up, 9 times out of 10, you lose.
Right.
So you better just letting the horse get the feet under it, and then doing the same thing. So,
well, I'm in, to your point, Jason. That's exactly what I said earlier, which is for anyone out there who's understanding what pressure is and what execution and transitions are. Watch Sha'Carri's races. She got out, stumbled every time, however, did not panic, right? I mean, I have people look at my race from Atlanta, and other people that have done the same, that have stumbled or come out of the blocks very late. But understand, at the end of the day, they hand out medals at the 100-meter mark. And even if you stumble and make a mistake at the start of it, you still have the ability to execute as you're taught or as you train every day, and hopefully get the desired results. But for a thing, that's tough day at the office.
Very, very tough. A lot to cover in terms of the U.S. trials. Still to come. We got Grant Holloway, ran that 12.92 leading time in the 110 hurdles. We got the finals of that still to come. We still have the big battle between Levrone and Mohammed.
Right.
We're looking forward to those two. I mean, obviously, Sydney's clearly the one to beat. We got the Deuce, as talked about. We're going to wait and see if Quincy's part of the 4x4. Yeah, there's a lot to cover with the U.S.
Put him on the 4x4.
Yeah, we'll have more on that coming up next edition of Donovan Bailey Running Things. We just spoke of the agony with Athing Mu. Jamaica now. Their trials beginning later today. And Elaine Thompson-Herah will not be part of that equation. She is officially out, will not get a chance to defend either the 1 or the 2 at the Paris Games. Injuries, yes, part of running, but man, oh man, I feel for her.
Yeah, that's when you're reigning champion and you have an injury. That's probably, I don't know what kind of mental state she's in, but it is the toughest. It's the toughest thing. And then I heard that it's an Achilles issue. Now you're looking at a guy with 2 blown Achilles. I mean, this one blown one was what stopped what rendered me useless in my career. Although I tried to move on, and I just want to explain to you all: to heal a torn muscle, very easy. To heal anything to do with a lot of blood flow, it is, well, it's not very easy, but it's the easiest. Mm-hmm. One of the toughest things to do is to heal a tendon, because you have an organ in your body that there's not any blood flow, or there might be, in my Achilles, in the case, it's like a quarter the size of the point of a needle. That's how much blood you have going through. So to try and heal that, especially when the clock is ticking and you're the reigning champion, is mentally damaging. And so I hope Elaine is well. I hope that, she can take, the next month or so to heal if she can. And again, just like I said about the thing, Mo, heal, come back, and whomever wins the 100 meters, Elaine will use that as fuel to kind of get out and finish the year with a fast time. But again, the Achilles, Jason, is the Achilles, or any tendon whatsoever, is the toughest thing, because there is no blood flow. There is nothing that's going back and forth that's going to help you. So ultimately, it's fantastic therapy, whatever technology you might use, and time and rest, sleep, all of these things, and no stress. That's really all of the ingredients of getting it better. And man, I hope that she's reigning Olympic champion, people. That's why I'm spending so much time talking about it. And also, I was looking forward to, like everyone, I'm looking forward to seeing the very best lined up. And obviously, the reigning champion is not going to be there. Now, who's going to be there? Who should be there? Shelly-Ann Fraser. Mm-hmm. Reigning world champion, many times world champion, one of the best women's sprinter in the history of the world.
I'm glad you said many, because I can't keep up.
Dude, well,
5, 6, 7, 8, whatever.
It doesn't matter. She's one of the greatest that ever walked. Exactly. Greatest that ever ran. And also, again, when I talk about technical, Shelly-Ann's someone that all the kids should watch about execution. So Shelly-Ann's going to line up later today. Is it today, tomorrow? Shelly-Ann's going to line up.
Yep.
Shericka, absolutely. I mean, I think that Shericka is going to be something special. And there's an opening. Yep. With Elaine gone, There's an opening. We know that Jamaica is deep. There's going to be, and also Liston is not competing. So either way, Brianna is there.
Brianna Williams.
Yeah, Brianna is back there.
Reed.
Alana, Jamaica is deep.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to see who is going to take that third spot, because the U.S. team, again, is tough. And I'm very certain that that the Jamaican squad want to bring the fire. The ladies has got to bring the fire.
Clayton twins didn't even touch on that. Tia and Tina.
Absolutely, right? But again, deep.
Right.
I mean, just like the U.S. team that we just spoke about at their trials, that technically last place is 11 seconds. In Jamaica is the exact same. All the ladies that are lining up in Jamaica, every one of them are capable of running 11 seconds or faster. So they're going to bring as much firepower as the U.S. And I want to see what kind of shape Shericka and Shelly are in. They don't need to be in 10-7 shape today. But certainly we know that they need to be around that 1075 compares.
Just going back quickly, we spoke of the US 4 by the 400 run. Quincy Hall winning that on the men's side, and on the women's side, Kendall Ellis. For Jamaica, you spoke of Shericka. She's had Shelly-Ann's number at trials over the last couple of years. I mean, obviously we know it's the Olympics that count.
And trials don't mean nothing, right?
Right.
But it's been
Just
about
gotta
a
make the
fortnight ago since we've seen Shelly-Ann in her one and only race. What are you expecting to see out of the two of them? And like you said, this isn't critical. All they need to do is,
Make the team.
make the team, right?
Show fitness and health.
Right.
Make the team. I think that Shelly-Ann. I think that Shelly-Ann's probably she'll be in 10-8 shape.
Okay.
And Shericka should be the same. I think that 10-8 will win the Jamaica Trials, and then again, you still have a month, Jason, to prepare. We still have 1 month to prepare. So it's not 1 month to prepare. For these people, for these athletes, to be at their very best. Like on the men's side.
Yeah, I was just going to say on the men's side, we know that Ferdinand Omanyala still has the world leading 979 that inside the Kenyan stadium, and I realize again, just like people point out Hayward Stadium being lightning fast, people are saying the same thing about that stadium in Nairobi. Oblique Seville, so far in 2024, the second fastest man over that 100 distance.
Right. Well, I mean,
he's the headliner, obviously, going in for the Jamaican Trials on the men's side.
Oblique Seville is ready. Oblique Seville, when he ran 982, right, was ready to run 9.7.
Same stadium.
But he was ready. But I'm saying to you that also when you're also comparing stadiums, Jason.
Yes.
When you look at times that are run at the National Stadium in Kingston, and then how those athletes can go and convert that either on the Diamond League or other stadiums, it's the percentage is much higher than those that of what you're talking about with Ferdinand in Kenya or. Okay. Or anyone from it's Taylor Field, right?
What's that? Hayward.
Sorry.
Yes.
Sorry, people. It's early. Yeah. Anyways, So to the back to the 100-meter trials.
For the men's
in Jamaica, Oblique Seville should win. Oblique should win quite easy. Actually, to tell you the truth. Akeem Blake, obviously a 9.8 guy from last year. Kishane Thompson could be the surprise of this entire trials and could be the surprise of Paris, period. A surprise for you guys. But I think that he ran 9.8. Like, I think he ran like 2 or 3 races last. He didn't run that many races last year. Don't know what kind of shape he's in, but we know that his preparation team and his coaches always put their athletes on the track when they're at their very best. So I think Kishane, Akeem Blake, and Oblique are the guys that's who my top 3 would be. But there's certain, we have Johan, who was on his last Olympic trials.
Probably.
Gotta be. Yeah, right? He's still got 1 or 2 really good races in him, and I'd like to see him. I would love for him to make the team. I really would. Raheem Ford. There's a couple of guys that you want to see make the team, but the top 3 that I have right now would be Kishane, Oblique for sure. And Akeem Blake.
Did we mention Omar McLeod? He's one, I guess.
Is Omar going to run the flat? Well, if Omar going to run the flat, listen, Omar's a 10-0 guy.
No, not even just the flat. Just the fact that we had to mention him, right? Because he is part of the trials.
Well, of course. You got a world champion there. So at the end of the day, and you also got someone who runs the high hurdles, but also have sub 10 speed.
Watson. We don't know if Antonio's going to be running for the guys in terms of the 4.
We'll see.
The hurdles.
We'll see.
Yeah,
we'll see. We'll see.
To be determined.
All right. You can check on that.
I will check on that.
Yeah.
In the moment, time being, while I'm doing that, we need to talk about the Canadian trials now.
Right.
Part of our old Canada segment, if
right.
you will.
Mm-hmm.
And Andre Degrasse, I don't want to say big news, because he's probably going to line up anyways for the 200, but he's not running that at the trials, just the 100. And that as well goes this weekend in Montreal.
Not big news. Not big news. I think Andre has quietly been quite consistent over the past month or 2. Right? Not dropping super amazing fast times, but for me, it's always been about consistency, and clearly he's healthy. So he has gotten the Olympic standard in the 100 meters, so he's going to Paris no matter what. right? And so lining up for the 100 meters, that's going to be very good. I want to see it. He's going to play a very important role. Aaron Brown, who's, I guess, the reigning trials champion, should be very good. And also train with Bednarik and with the three ladies. I mean, Aaron Brown trains with Sha'Carri, Melissa, and TT Terry. You did not know that. And Bednarik. And Bednarik.
Company.
It's a great. So Aaron is very ready. Aaron clearly is competing against top tier, and not competing, but training with top tier winners every single day. So Aaron's going to play a great role. You got Jerome. The guys on the 4x1 team in Canada, the guys that Glenroy have in the pool, they're going to be prominent roles. But I think that Jason, I told you that there's two kids that might surprise a few Canadians, and it's Ellie Adjibi from Ottawa,
right,
and Dwayne Asamoah. I think that these two young men have the ability to not only make just part of the relay pool. I think that already are, or Glenroy should get them on it. But not only that, these two young men have the ability to be 1 and 2 this weekend. So remember the name, man. Sponsor them. They're good kids. But yeah, the Canadian trials will be fun to watch. Fun to watch the 100 meters. Although Andre is the fastest Canadian right today, he's only the fastest Canadian, by like a thousandth of a second. So that's going to be fun. On the women's side, Audrey Leduc, she's going to win the 1 and the 2,
right?
Hands down. She's going to win the 1 and the 2. And of course, we've got the field, the field of track and field team.
Wow.
The throwers, ladies and gentlemen, they are going to Paris to win hardware. And it's awesome.
Safe to say our field competitors are overshadowing the track competitors going in?
Overshadowing, from an advertising, no. But certainly from us being fans, absolutely. These are extremely successful men and women in their events.
As for Antonio Watson, will he clear those hurdles in terms of being able to run in the 400 flat? We're going to just have to wait and see for Jamaica. So I looked it up, but still no official word. But hey, the trials for Jamaica and Canada going on at the same time.
Right.
June 27th, June 30th. So we will keep you
now
up to date right now as we speak. Right now, it's time for this.
A cleaning stream to Donovan Bailey is pouring it on.
You ever get tired of hearing that? The man, the legend, from one legend to another, Whitman to Bailey.
You know what? I tell you what. Every time I hear that, I actually miss Don. Don Whitman was one of the greatest callers in the history of the world. And when I see his family, or when I see even his coworkers, I mean, I'm going to be on CBC with a lot of guys that work with him, and believe me, man, every time I hear it, it says a lot about someone who's so good, and his voice has breathes life into an event every single time I hear it. So anytime I hear that, I miss him, but I also celebrate how incredible he was.
Time to run that anchor leg. So with that being said, that little clip, if you had one choice to make it, would it be either your ringtone or your alarm clock?
For which one?
Donovan Bailey pouring it on.
I don't want to hear that, dude. I mean, come on. Every day?
Every day.
I get tired of it. No,
you get tired of hearing yourself win?
Yes.
You're different than I am.
But I win every day. I win at everything. I'm a winner.
Speaking of winners, we need to salute 105 years young Julia Hawkins, setting a world record. Took her like 60 seconds to complete the 100 meters.
Are we really going to talk about the time?
You're right. Forget about the time. She is amazing. Not only is she still full of life at 105, but she's competing.
At 105 years old, you're running a 100 meters?
I think it was 100 meter. I mean, it was 60 seconds, so I'm
it doesn't matter.
That's what it was.
At 105, there's a standard being set for a 105-year-old. That's never good. Speaking of 958, maybe one day that'll be broken. 105 years old. My God, what's your excuse? Get out there and do something. Exercise.
Unreal. Unreal. I have nothing more to say. She's the oldest competitor to compete in a sanctioned track and field event.
That is awesome.
At the age of
Congratulations.
105. Congratulations as well in a different variety, going out to OG Anunoby, getting a 5-year, $212.5 million deal with the New York Knicks. Was it a mistake for the Raptors to let him go?
No.
No?
Well, I mean, listen, the guy's got he left the Raptors and he's played better. And now he's gotten paid. Good on you, OG. Good on you, man. That's fantastic. And by the way, you did see that Barnes also had a pretty decent.
Yes, we should make good on you. Yes, Scotty Barnes getting paid too.
Scotty Barnes.
Which needs to happen. I mean, you got to keep the core. The 3 core players are Scotty Barnes, Manuel Quickley, and obviously the Canadian RJ Barrett, right? So
I'm just saying to you that it's anytime you put the work in, then you get compensated, especially in NBA, and congratulations on both those young men.
Yes. Let's move on. Let's talk about track and field again, because Jamaica 4x4, the men's team has one more chance to qualify for the Olympics coming up this weekend. Will they get in through that back door?
I hope so. I mean, I hope so. I mean, obviously they squandered a couple of opportunities by not sending the right guys and the right team. The Olympics come around 4 times, once every 4 years, and you know, I want the gentlemen, the 4 men that are competing in the 4x400 meter really understand, you know, the urgency. So I hope that they get it.
Yeah, they could use Watson as well. So we'll see. There's a lot to be determined. Exactly why you need to tune in next week for another edition of Donovan Bailey Running Things. Speaking of Jamaican athletes, they're getting $360,000 Jamaican each. I just say Jamaican
Don't
because
say that, man.
Well, because in the equivalent of where we are in this country of Canada, it's just over $3,000 each.
Well, I mean, how much are the Canadians getting?
Good question.
Okay, exactly. So you know what?
I understand what you're saying.
But
you got to start somewhere.
Yeah, here's the thing for me. The government was giving the athletes nothing or very little before. So again, when you're going from 0 to 360,000, it's not. It's probably not what we would accept as a lot of money, you know. But to help that kid to train, to realize his dream, you know, to go work his side job 1 day less or 1 week less or 1 month less, and he can prepare for the Olympics where he can, or prepare for a major championships where he can win a medal and get a sponsorship. You know, good on them, man. The Jamaican government, hey, why not?
One cocoa full basket, right?
So it go.
So it go.
Okay.
One cocoa full basket.
So good on Bobsy, man. Good
basically
on
one step at a time.
That's awesome.
What we're saying. All right. Finally, Euro action continues in Germany down to the round of 16. I'm going to run the gauntlet with you. 8 games. Just give me your winner before we bid adieu. Switzerland, Italy. Germany, Denmark. England, Slovakia.
England.
Spain, Georgia.
So tough one, but I gotta go Spain.
Tough one.
Yeah,
Georgia just barely got it. All right.
Hey.
France, Belgium.
France.
Georgia did beat Portugal.
Exactly.
Slovenia.
Portugal
had nothing to play for. Romania and the Dutch. Austria, Turkey.
Well, you know, the boys from Turkey are good friends. I'm gonna go Turkey with an upset.
I'm proud of you. Not once did you say draw.
You can't say draw.
What the hell is wrong with you, dude? Proud of you because you ride the fence like nobody else. Once again, thank you as always for the company. Really appreciate it. I'm Jason Portuondo. He is Donovan Bailey. Please continue to like, follow, download, subscribe, share with all your friends. My man, take us out.
We're here again. Until next week. Peace out.